Hey guys, welcome to Soul Path Astrology. I'm Desiree, and this is the video for card number 3. This week's readings are really intriguing. There's definitely a heaviness to the quality of it, which I find interesting considering we are now finally moving forward, though Venus is still in her shadow until I believe it's like the end of the month, mid-month. Um, there's still a forward momentum. And yet, with this card, if it was your choice, not so much. Not so much. The Knight of Pentacles. So of all the knights in the Rider-Waite deck, he's the only one where the horse isn't in motion. And there's a sort of a disappointment here. He's got all these field of dreams, but it's brown and it's not growing anything. And there's a stagnancy, a stillness to this card. Does that land? Is there somewhere in your life where things are not progressing as quickly as you like? Are you feeling frustrated maybe that you have these hopes and these dreams and these big ideas and they're not moving forward? Maybe you have a vision for a world that it just feels like nothing is supporting this new vision. Maybe you have a vision for your business, or maybe you have a vision something else in your personal life that's just it's not having the forward momentum that astrology has been promising you. Sometimes the universe has another lesson up her sleeve, and sometimes that lesson is resiliency. It's patience. It's learning to arrive for the present moment. And more, it's about learning to arrive for yourself as you are. The whole theme this week with these all three cards, and you might find value in listening to all three videos. And I invite you to be patient because it's been taking me a bit to drop in to the archetype, to drop into the wisdom. So and don't just duck out for the first boring minute. Try to tough it out and get to the end because there's some really juicy, valuable bits, but they don't always arise until, I'm 2 or 3 minutes into things. And so with that, this Knight of Pentacles is inviting you into patience. It's inviting you into cultivating a capacity within yourself to not move. And it ties in a lot with the second card about that. And like, can you meet yourself where you in fact are, including your impatience? Can you arrive for your impatient self? Can you arrive for your frustrated self? Can you arrive for the really excited part of yourself that also recognizes that it's not quite time yet, that there's something in the divine timing or the divine denouement, the red carpet unrolling, where can you release control over force and can you just arrive here in this present moment? Cultivating a space for that, recognizing and being spacious around the parts of you that have so much resistance to just being still, to not filling the space with thoughts or with words or with doing or with opinions. What if I just stay in this stainless moment of not doing? Can I be present with my belly that starts to get nervous around that? Can I remember to drop my shoulders from my ears? Can I remember to soften my brow and just arrive here, putting down all of my things, the obligation or the belief that there's somewhere you need to be, something you need to be doing, somewhere you need to be going. It's arrive here where there's nothing to do. There's no one to be, and there's nowhere to go. Become the knight. If you want to step into the fullness of the king, the knight must first learn the lesson of patience, of being still in his own energy and cultivating the capacity to hold space, because that's really what we're doing here with this. And wait for inspired action to bubble forward. Wait for something that comes up from an organic place. It's the same energy that tells a seed that it's time to stir in its little pod and start to break out of its pod and stretch its little seed legs into the dirt, and that intuition that tells it to reach towards the sun, even though it's in like however many feet or whatever in relation to itself, that dirt pile. How does it know where the sun is? There's something in you that knows where the sun is, and it knows the perfect timing for when it's time to break out of your bud. And just like if you help a chick out of its egg, or you help a caterpillar, like a butterfly, out of its chrysalis, you actually wind up causing damage to the creature. So too, if you try to push and pull and ram yourself outside of divine timing, you're going to cause damage. And so the Knight is like, trust the divine timing, trust the stillness, cultivate capacity to slow down and find something of a relief in that moment, in the not doing, and be still. I hope that landed. If you want to deep dive, if you'd like to do some coaching, if you want to just explore things on a way more personal level with your own chart, your own exact astrology, I would love to be of assistance. You can always DM me or find the link below. In the meantime, my sweet and wonderful friends who all week are getting the same message about relaxing into this uncomfortable present moment and arriving for yourself, I know that you are doing a beautiful job of doing your life, of growing into the most magnificent version of yourself. And I look forward to hearing more about it as we progress. In the meantime, my sweet friends,